Wait a minute, we've been here already. Hey everyone, welcome back to more Persona 5 Royal. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we started off our new exploration of Mementos, taking out 2 requests, and this time we're gonna go into the new level that opened up after Madarame's palace. However, there is a reason that I'm up top here. And that would be because we actually have a few new Persona that we've grabbed. So, let's start off with Izanagi. Izanagi is part of the DLC, being one of the 3 forms that we see in Persona 5. We have Izanagi, Izanagi no Okami, and Megatsu Izanagi, but the latter 2 forms don't actually have a proper mythology. All of them are just Izanagi. The reason that they show up as a DLC is because Izanagi is the initial persona of Yu Narukami, the protagonist of Persona 4. Izanagi no Okami is the ultimate persona gained at the very end of the game, and Megatsu is the persona of the main he is the main antagonist, Toru Adachi. Izanagi is one of the 2 progenitor gods of Japanese mythology alongside Izanami. The 2 married, but they did the marriage wrong. I believe it was because the woman spoke first, so their child ended up being essentially stillborn. Izanami eventually died giving birth to a spirit of fire, where Izanagi eventually went to go and try to recover her from the realm of death. He barely escaped alive, and he cleaned himself of the taint of death in a sacred river, where, similar to Zeus, he had 3 gods just spout out of him: Amaterasu, Tsukiyomi, and Susanoo. Amaterasu is the god of the day, Susanoo is the god of storms and the sea, and Tsukiyomi we will actually get to at a later point. Tsukiyomi also appears as DLC, I believe. So Izanagi, essentially he's basically the creator of everything in Japanese mythology. So already getting him fairly early on is pretty nice. Next up, we have Yakusani. Yakusani are Hindu, Buddhist, and Jainist spirits. They're attendants to the Hindu god of wealth, Kubera, and there are 36 of them in Hindu and 24 in Jainism. All of them have their own names as well as their own personalities. Sometimes they are, there's another form, they are the, hold up. Okay, never mind. So, yeah, they're this pretty simple. They're also common in horror fiction in southern India, where they are similar to vampires, in that they will, more of the seductress vampires, where they will seduce people, bring them to their deaths. Next up is the Oni. If I can actually go down, scroll onto my notes. Oni are one of the more well-known types of yokai. Oni are generally large human-like creatures with horns, fangs, claws, and red, blue, black, or yellow faces, in this case, red for the entire skin. Oni translates to roughly demon or ogre. In earlier depictions that would become Oni were in Buddhist depictions of hell. Sometimes it's kind of generally presumed that Oni took some influence from versions of Raijin, the god of thunder. At one point, they were actually interchangeable with yokai, with Oni just being another word for yokai, but eventually Oni themselves took a life of their own. There's a lot of different potential reasons for their appearance. They're generally harbingers of bad things, or a sort of symbol for other things. So disease, human fear is just feeling like an outsider. One of the more known stories of them is Shuten Doji, where some Oni kidnapped the daughters of government officials. Some people went to rescue them, and the Oni were fairly honorable, but they eventually got killed by those heroes and decapitated. And this is just reading from the Book of Yokai that I've referenced before with yokai. If Oni are the other of the human, embodying the fears and dangers of worldly existence, then their defeat and narrative and ritual reflects a symbolic triumph of human order over chaos. So essentially, Oni are representative of the deepest, darkest fears of humanity, in a sense. Finally, we have the Niue. Niue are also a type of yokai, but they likely originated in China as a bird of some sort, and some early texts they called them the Niue Dori, or the Niue bird. Eventually, this was because it would have this very unique call, and eventually that call was attributed to the white thrush bird. As it mentions in here, the tale of the Heike is where it's... Heike, technically, is where it's most common in 1371. It's considered a chimera-like hybrid made from the head of a monkey, the legs of a tiger, and a snake's tail, all linked inherently by the shape-shifting body of a tanuki. Essentially, this Niue haunted the Emperor every night, and when the warrior poet Minamoto no Yorimasa killed it. Eventually kills another one later because of another emperor. Just Minamoto no Yorimasa, pretty good at killing Niue. Generally, the Niue is seen as a lamentful creature due to its call, as well as a later story where it's in the perspective of the slain Niue. So, just a few quick things I kind of sped through. It's been a little bit since I've recorded these episodes, but all fine. And actually, reason that it took a while because I had actually not written my notes for Yakusini. So yeah, let's head over to the wall. To the wall, brother. Whoa, we did it! It's because more people believe in us now, right? That has to be it. Now then, let's get in there. And we go from Ayatsubis to Kemda. Doesn't this look different from how it was before? Looks like it'll be a new area from here on. I'm starting to understand how this place works. Yes, it's quite a marvel to find the subway system down here. Earth Yusuke's always been like that. And our target is somewhere in this area. Our only target in Kemda right now, but we will be still exploring more of Kemda, so don't worry.
I can treasure chest spotted. Must be something good inside.
I'm gonna actually skip out on the treasure chest because it's locked. Locked chests in Mementos aren't all that useful, so don't really bother with it too much. And of course, we're starting to see some enemies from Madarame's Palace. Hey, Alias. I actually don't have any ice with me.
That's not right.
Which is a bit of a shame. They are strong to like everything. 2-1 blow. Izanagi's special attack is Cross Slash. So yeah, pretty simple there. We can just go in and we'll go for a headbutt. Inflicted with forgetfulness. Let's just attack normally. Just keep attacking normally. We might as well grab the Ippondatara. We have gotten this before, so, you know, why not? Pick up another Ippondatara. You can use it for fusion fodder later. It does get us less experience. Oh, that is a... Oh, and I haven't gotten my notes for what I want to talk about in this round of Mementos. Whoops. I'll find something for sure. Yeah. Whoops. Oh well. Oh, the shop manager. What an unpleasant smile. His customer service smile, right? Behind the scenes is extorting his subordinates. This guy might start doing it to his customers too. Who knows? A disaster. Let's go. Welcome, welcome. How may I help you, ladies and gents of the Phantom Thieves? Why'd you blackmail your own employees? That's not normal. My shop is a directly managed store of a large chain. Since I'm highly competent, I'm in charge. I don't need strangers complaining how I use the shop's money. Part-time workers are the property of the shop. Thus, they are mine to use as I will.
What?
Property? Who do you think you are? I get now. You pretend to be heroes, but you're all just criminals. I'm gonna kill you. It takes the appearance of something we haven't seen yet. Do you know what this is? We won't see him for a while, actually. I believe this is level 40-some. Outlaws who dare trespass my sanctuary will be royally obliterated by my hand! And he resists. Oh.
Can't believe I got too reckless.
Oh.
Back out and focus on support.
That may be a slight problem.
Go down.
Nice. Your gambit works. Panther, hang in there. Get ready.
And let's just... Also, we're not using gambits. We're not playing Fire Emblem Three Houses. Not how I expected to do this battle. Probably not how you're supposed to do the battle. But,
I'm in trouble.
we'll block that. Agi.
Let's go.
Try for the Magadu again. There we go. Totally how I planned it. Absolutely. I'm sorry. Am I really not worthy of being the store manager? At least I realize it. I'm a failure. I remember now. Employees aren't property, they're human beings! Yet, I took advantage of them. I've done bad things. Oh, what a horrible workplace. I don't know how I could ever make up for this. Done it quite a bit more, haven't you? It'd be best if you just confess everything. We get Chinese sweets.
What?
Aren't those Chinese desserts or something? I see. So he's lining his own pockets. Well, we got thoroughly whipped, battered, and perhaps even a little bit, I don't know, mashed? Those aren't ways that you would do stuff with a potato, but whatever. Don't worry about it. Let's have Morgana just... There we go. Just heal up a little bit. Ryuji can stay in pain, I guess. So yeah, we can just keep on driving along. We got just normal. As you go further down Mementos, the floor layouts will generally get a little bit more complex over time. These guys are weak to ice, so we're fine. Yeah, okay. There's a reason I say usually. So, essentially, there is... the floors are randomized. You'll get random floor layout every time you go through. End floors, rest floors, those are always the same. That said, there are a few special types of floors. There is... these ones will have very unique layouts. You will know right away when you get one. Off the top of my head, there is one that is just a square. There's one that is a straight line with some branching paths. This is something to note. So yeah, now that we're further down, we can actually go and find some stamps not on the train platform. To the next floor. To the lower floor. Whatever. We can keep on going, get some McCoy, got a Huapo, and an Apsaris. Fire, wind, you repel.
So this enemy's weak
we can just shoot it.
Pass the baton and follow up.
Over to... What are you weak? What is Apsaris weak to? Fire. So we're actually perfectly well set. And on, just throw it in Agi on the Apsaris. And we'll just throw out some more. If an enemy is inflicted with a status, you cannot actually talk to them. So, yeah. You know what? Because I've already mentioned it, I might as well go and talk about the special floors. I just have to actually find, because I do know a few off the top of my head, but I don't know all of them. Let's just, or we could just ignore them. That always works. Hold up. Just give me a moment. Okay, so I couldn't exactly find the different variants of those special floors that have the very unique layout. However, I guess in return, how many areas are on this floor anyway? Last one, 7 areas, but the one before that had only 2, right? I suppose it varies depending on the location. And I guess that means it ain't easy to tell how much of a floor we got left to cover, huh? That's right, we won't know how many areas are on the floor until we make it to the end. Judging by the fire I'm getting from the shadows, this floor isn't any smaller than the last. So yeah, we have seen a little bit before that there are sometimes, aside from just the floor layout, there's a little bit of randomness. But there's also some things that aren't exactly random with how Mementos works. Notably, you have things such as what happens when you have the weather change. Sounds a little bit weird, I know, but it'll make sense. So, depending on the weather, you'll have a different effect. If it's a clear day, like it is right now, there's no special effect. It's just clear, nothing at all different. Xars is weak to fire. However, again, if you go on some days with some less pleasant in terms of the weather, for if you were to be exploring in the real world, or real life world, but it seems unpleasant, whatever. That can change things up. Thunderstorms, as well as torrential rain, will increase the appearance of rare enemies and items. So, you'll have things like some tougher enemies will show up, you'll have maybe some more treasure demons, all that kind of stuff. Pollen Warning, which we have seen, is arguably one of the most useful, where enemies may fall asleep in dungeons and request eye drops in negotiations. This one, it's actually, okay, never mind, it's not Pollen Warning, it's one we'll get to in just a moment. We can probably just attack normally. That'll be fine. Heat waves, which, again, some of these we haven't gotten to yet, just because we're still pretty early in the game, haven't gone through an entire year yet. Heat waves, enemies may be burned at the start and may request something to drink. In terms of negotiation, flu season is probably one of the most intriguing ones. During flu season, which again, don't have quite yet, I've had some pollen warnings, but no flu season, but enemies may start the battle inflicted with despair. Despair is a very unique status in that, well, if you have it, you can't really do anything, and unless it's cured, whoever is inflicted with despair will die in 3 turns. This can be used as a bit of an exploit for something. Not as easily, I don't actually think they did patch this out in Royal. However, in original Persona 5, if you, okay, well, either Persona, you can wait on a floor for a little while, and the Reaper will show up. Reaper is incredibly strong. Don't mess with it at all. It moves twice every turn for every one move you do. Crazy amounts of damage. You will get very quickly destroyed if you take him on this early in the game. Late game, you may be able to have a chance against him, but not necessarily as a guarantee. However, with Despair, you can actually have the chance of just letting him die on his own. You get tons of experience for it, you'll get tons of tons of experience, you get an achievement for it, you get lots of money. Overall, great thing. In addition, there is a cold wave, which is the exact opposite of a heat wave, where enemies may be frozen to start a battle. That said, there is also one other thing to mention, that being deviations. Okay. You've seen this a little bit when we had that one floor that was completely dark, we couldn't see the minimap. Randomly, you may get a floor with a deviation. This is sort of where you have that tie-in with the unique floor layouts that I started this off with. And when we get to the next floor on the episode. But deviations can include the pitch black floor, which is, you know, that's what we're introduced with. Only strong shadows spawning, lots of shadows spawning, the Reaper appearing at the very beginning, a pitfall, which, I mean, I believe just means that you're in a sort of the special area, a large number of search objects, which, again, I'm just reading this off the wiki, I'm not exactly certain what that is, or you can have a lot of flowers, or a lot of treasure chests spawn. So Mementos, aside from just having the random layout, sometimes your floors, aside from just the layout, may be different and just you have something unique with the floor going on. But this is going to be a little bit short of an episode. I think, not too much though. I don't know exactly how long it was. But next time, we'll be continuing down the path of Kemda. So until then, see you guys later.